That more and more, I convince myself. The great testimony we can give to those who do not believe is our balance. We are to show with our lives that we are men and women of reflection, that we are men and women of common sense, and that religion has done well to our hearts. We are crazy about God, but here we are maintaining a balance of sanity. That our experience of God is helping us to live at this time, pointing to eternity, but making the story better every day. Just as the federal deputy today gave a lesson of citizenship, today or yesterday, I do not know, a young deputy from Brasilia, that I do not remember his name, he resigning various rights to save the public coffers. This is how, in my attitude and my posture, I can make the world better. The God who moves my heart, the God who generates my faith, that he gives me all the time as a gift, he leads me to have attitudes, gestures that can show the other that I believe. We all have crises of faith, and it is impossible for you to want to resume the faith of the time you were a child. The faith that was in the time of childhood was worth that time. I never regret the faith I had in the past, and that I no longer have today. The faith of us is advancing. She evolves. And often, because it does not know how to understand the evolution of our faith, we think we are no longer believing. First thing, we need to make a distinction. Faith is not feeling. Definitely, our feeling cannot determine what we call faith. Why? Because my experience of God will not always make me feel something. Just as I can get a text, read that text, and it touch absolutely nothing in my sensitivity. The text continues to have its value, isn't it? It may be that at that moment I was not so sensitive to perceive that text, to realize the beauties that are present in it. Life is like this. Our experience of faith is first. We have to understand that it is a gift we receive. I don't have faith because I want to. It is a gift that I receive from God. That's why it's the first gift we need to ask every day when we get up. Lord, give me the grace to continue believing. And then we need to understand that our faith in God has other developments. For example, when I believe in God, I am invited to auto believe in humanity. Have you ever stopped to think that there are often people who believe in God and don't believe in humanity? And that there are people who believe in humanity, but do not believe in God? It is natural for this dichotomy to happen. Above all, for example, after the Enlightenment, which was that time in history, when the sciences wanted to explain all the occultisms that were present in the Middle Ages, the exaggerations of religion, or even that excess, suspensions that was part of the context of age medium, was highly criticized by the time of the lights. The Enlightenment, which came as a cultural revolution that tried to undo and belittle the whole process of human thought. But then today we are at a time when the criticism of the Enlightenment has already served us to correct our exaggerations of that time, to find a balance today in our way of believing in God, balancing this faith in God with faith in humanity. I remember that the great leap of faith I gave in my life was the moment I understood that my faith in God was directly linked to my faith to the human being, and that I could not believe in God describing the human being, and that the same process would also be invalid. I cannot believe only in humanity and describe in God. It is in this balance that I need to contextualize my faith. Often, my son, what we consider lack of faith is an imbalance between one reality and another. And now I tell you too that listens to me. How is the balance between your faith in God and faith in humanity? Because the spiritual well-being we need to live. What do I call well-being? A balanced faith that is good for the human heart. It needs to move the faith I have in God to the historical reality where I am situated. I say this, I need to balance, because many imbalances we find in humanity today are directly linked to the process of faith in God. Look, my people, I'm not afraid to say that. As a man of religion that deals with the religious process all the time, I find many people in which religion has done much more harm than well. Unbalanced people. People who lost the common sense frame. And you should know people like that too. That because of faith in God they ended up despising human life. They ended up reneoking, right? Relegating the whole historical human process, disregarding, right? Many people have at times to find the place of sacrifice in life. But we need to understand that sacrificing is to be sacred. So I sacrifice my life, but it doesn't mean that I keep suffering all the time. No, I make it saint everything that is mine. I put on the altar to sacrifice, to make sacred, to make holy. This is the balance. The faith that I am not living now. One of the rules of good living is to be constantly prepared for what life will ask for. And I know it's very easy in life for us to take on a stance that we will always be loaded by others. I think you live with people like that. I think you've been through the experience of having to deal with that person who never does your part and always expects us to do for her. It started like this at school, when we had that working group where 2 or 3 were dedicated a lot and the rest only put the name. Many times we are enslaved like this, sometimes even to be dear. In many moments this happened, and we can recognize. In many moments we carry our sudden because we wanted to have a little of their friendship. So doing the work for them was a way of us, an illusion, a nonsense. But how many times in our lives do we need to live with those who didn't want to have the preparation work? Somehow, and I know that, religiously, we are often educated to understand that we need to do for others all the time. Yes, I think life is always a donation experience. But there comes a time when you find that you can't donate what will not allow you to reach the best of yourself. Things that I can't share. It's mine. I prepared for that. Things you don't know, can't, should never share, because it is the result of what you worked for. I know that sometimes the culture of preparation, it is for the few. I was startled by numbers of those that compete, for example. Are you going to make a college entrance exam? How many times have I heard that? There are 15,000 candidates for each vacancy. Is not true. 90% of people are not preparing. 90% of people are limited to an absurd mediocrity exercise, a displacement with only 10% of the oil to reach the other side. But when it comes to taking the test, it's no use you want to give your preparation for that. This is what Jesus spoke at that time, because at first it can give the impression that Jesus is teaching us to say it, something that is contrary to what he taught us, that he told us there is no greater proof than giving life to his friend himself. But even in the donation, there is a limit, because it is like you want to give a medicine to a patient who has decided to die. There are searches that will put you in a state of great loneliness, which you cannot include the other. It's that old story. Marriage can only work when the 2 parts fight for it. It is no use for the woman to take her whole life to her husband's oil reserve. It's no use. This walk is personal, in love between 2 people inside a house. Building a family. The first thing that is asked is that equity. Look, we are different. There will be times when you will be strengthened than me, but never Levetto take your reservation, okay? Do not impose on me the responsibility of bringing the reserve, that it is up to you. This is what Jesus is talking about. Each of us needs to live your preparation, because in this eternity you will not be accompanied. It is a funnel that is narrowing, 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 and at the end of it will only pass you. I know that sometimes we have a terrible craze to scream for help before we helped us. How many times? Especially in my case, as a priest, religious leader I am, because of this cultural construction, that we are often also responsible for this. That we priests have an answer to everything. That we have solution to all problems. We don't have it. I'm not even realizing my problems. How many times have I almost wrecked before my problems? I don't have this posture ready. I never had. I don't want to have. I am someone who lives. I am human. I believe in God. But sometimes my faith in God does not hold me. It is not enough. Sometimes my human resources are scarce. Why? Because I'm projecting myself badly. I'm not taking oil. I'm not taking the reserve. I'm giving myself more than I can give myself. I'm offering myself far beyond my measurement.